Around the world, secret facilities began revealing themselves to the public. Massive doors opened in mountainsides to reveal weapon installations. Underground factories that had been producing advanced spacecraft for decades finally acknowledged their existence. The truth about humanity's secret preparation was finally coming to light. Dr. Elena Vasquez emerged from her hidden laboratory to speak with reporters. The quantum disruption technology you witness today represents decades of research into exotic physics. We studied every piece of alien technology that ever crashed on our planet, learned from every encounter, and prepared for the day when we would need to defend ourselves. In the Himalayas, Professor Lai Wei activated additional protocols within the Guardian's AI system. The Artificial Intelligence Collective had been quietly monitoring alien communications across the galaxy for years, learning about potential threats and gathering intelligence on hostile civilizations. Guardians, initiate Protocol 7, Lai Wei commanded. It's time to send a message that will be heard across the entire galaxy. The AI Collective responded immediately, taking control of communication arrays around Earth and beyond. Using technology that exceeded anything the Zeridians possessed, the Guardians began broadcasting a signal that would reach every inhabited system within 1,000 light-years. Sarah Chen coordinated the next phase of Earth's response from Luna Base 7. The battle had revealed humanity's defensive capabilities, but now it was time to show the galaxy that Earth could project power beyond its own solar system. Activate the Deep Space Hunter Squadrons, Sarah ordered. It's time to show Admiral Corthax that retreat is not an option. From hidden bases throughout the solar system, advanced human warships began emerging. These vessels had been built using the most cutting-edge technology Earth could produce, combining alien science with human engineering genius. They were faster, more maneuverable, and more heavily armed than anything in the Zeridian fleet. Captain Lisa Park commanded the lead hunter squadron from her ship, the Terran Vengeance. She had trained for 20 years for this mission, preparing to take the fight directly to humanity's enemies wherever they might try to hide. All ships, this is Vengeance Leader, Park announced. Our orders are simple. Follow the retreating Zeridian fleet and ensure they understand that Earth is not to be trifled with. The human warships accelerated past the speed of light using drive systems that bent spacetime itself. Within hours, they caught up with the limping Zeridian fleet, which was still trying to reach the edge of the solar system. Admiral Corthax was shocked when his sensors detected the approaching human ships. How are they moving so fast? Our intelligence said they barely had interplanetary travel. The truth was that human intelligence agencies had been deliberately spreading false information about Earth's capabilities for decades. While publicly humanity appeared to be struggling with basic space exploration, secretly they had developed technology that rivaled or exceeded anything else in the galaxy. The hunter squadrons surrounded the retreating Zeridian fleet with tactical precision. Captain Park opened a communication channel to Admiral Corthax, her voice cold and professional. Admiral Corthax, this is Captain Park of the Terran Defense Force. You are surrounded and outgunned. Power down your weapons and prepare to receive our terms. Corthax's pride as a Zeridian military commander warred with his growing fear of these mysterious humans. We are the Zeridian Empire. We do not negotiate with primitives. Park's response was swift and decisive. Her ship fired a single quantum torpedo that struck the Zeridian flagship's main weapons array, disabling it completely without destroying the vessel. The message was clear. Humanity had the power to destroy the entire fleet, but was choosing restraint. That was a warning shot. Admiral, the next one will target your life support systems. I suggest you listen carefully to what I have to say. Meanwhile, back on Earth, the Guardians had successfully established communication with civilizations across the galaxy. The AI Collective's message was being received by hundreds of different species, many of whom had lived in fear of the Zeridian Empire for generations. Attention all civilizations within range of this transmission, the Guardians announced in dozens of different languages. This is Earth, the third planet of the Sol system. Today, we successfully repelled an invasion by the Zeridian Empire. We wish to make it clear that Earth stands ready to defend not only itself, but any peaceful civilization threatened by aggressive expansion. But his laughter stopped when the first quantum disruption beam struck his flagship. The weapon worked by destabilizing the molecular bonds in the ship's hull, causing sections of armor to simply disintegrate. Alarms screamed across the bridge as the Dominion shuddered under the unexpected attack. "Return fire," Korthax shouted. "Destroy that weapon." The Zeridian ships unleashed their plasma cannons, sending streams of superheated energy toward Earth. But the beams struck invisible barriers in space, dissipating harmlessly against energy shields that appeared from nowhere. Hidden orbital platforms decloaked around Earth, revealing a defensive network that had been watching and waiting for years. Sarah Chen coordinated the counterattack from her lunar command post. Target their command ship first. Show them that humanity is not defenseless. More quantum disruption beams lanced out from Earth's surface and orbital platforms. The weapons were devastatingly effective against the Zeridian ships, punching through their armor like it was made of paper. Explosions bloomed across the enemy fleet as ship after ship suffered critical damage. The Zeridian admiral could not believe what he was seeing. His mighty fleet, which had conquered hundreds of worlds, was being torn apart by a species he had dismissed as primitive. Half his ships were already severely damaged or destroyed, and the humans showed no signs of stopping their relentless assault. "Retreat to minimum safe distance," Korthax ordered. "Regroup and call for reinforcements from the home fleet." But retreat was not so easy. Human fighter craft began emerging from hidden bases on the Moon and Mars, sleek vessels that moved with incredible speed and agility. These ships had been built using technology reverse-engineered from alien wrecks and enhanced with human ingenuity. Captain Rodriguez led the first squadron of Earth fighters, his ship dancing between the massive Zeridian vessels like a deadly butterfly. The human pilots had trained for years in secret, preparing for this moment when they would defend their home world against impossible odds. "This is Eagle Leader to all squadrons," Rodriguez announced over the comm. "Show these invaders what human determination looks like." The space around Earth became a battlefield unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. Quantum weapons blazed across the darkness, energy shields flared and collapsed, and ships from two different worlds fought with everything they had. But it quickly became clear that the Zeridians had made a terrible mistake in underestimating humanity. Dr. Vasquez monitored the battle from her Swiss laboratory, watching as her quantum disruption technology systematically dismantled the enemy fleet. "Target their engines next," she advised over the tactical network. "Disable their ability to escape." The Guardians, Earth's advanced AI collective, processed battlefield data faster than any organic mind could comprehend. They coordinated attacks, predicted enemy movements, and ensured that human weapons struck with devastating precision. What had begun as an invasion was rapidly turning into a complete disaster for the Zeridian Empire. Admiral Korthax watched in horror as his fleet fell apart around him. Ships that had terrorized entire star systems were being destroyed by weapons he had never seen before. The humans fought with a coordination and effectiveness that suggested decades of preparation and planning. "How is this possible?" he whispered to himself. They were supposed to be primitives. As the first part of this unexpected battle drew to a close, it became clear that Earth was not the easy target the Zeridians had expected. The Silent Watchers had been preparing for this day, and now the galaxy would learn that humanity was far from defenseless. The complete reversal. The surviving ships of the Zeridian fleet limped away from Earth's orbital space, their hulls scared and smoking from the devastating human counterattack. Admiral Korthax stood on his damaged bridge, staring at the tactical display in disbelief. In less than 4 hours, he had lost over half his invasion force to a species his empire had classified as harmless. "Send an immediate distress signal to the Zeridian High Command," Korthax ordered his communications officer. "Request immediate reinforcement from the 2nd and 3rd battle fleets. Tell them we are facing an unknown level of resistance." But on Earth, The real show of power was just beginning. President Martinez addressed the planet from the Emergency Command Center, his voice steady and confident despite the magnitude of what had just occurred. Citizens of Earth, today we faced our greatest challenge as a united species, but we did not face it unprepared. For 50 years, the Silent Watchers program has been protecting our world, developing the technology and strategies we needed to defend ourselves against exactly this kind of threat. The unexpected invasion. The morning started like any other ordinary day on Earth. People went to work, children played in parks, and life continued its normal rhythm across the blue planet. But high above in the cold darkness of space, something extraordinary was about to happen that would change everything forever. Commander Sarah Chen stood in the control room of Luna Base 7, a facility hidden deep beneath the moon's surface. She had been watching the long-range sensors for months, tracking movement patterns across distant star systems. What she saw on her screens that morning made her blood run cold. Dozens of massive ships were moving toward Earth at incredible speed, their energy signatures unlike anything in the human database. "Contact Earth Command immediately," Sarah ordered her team. "We have incoming vessels, origin unknown, estimated arrival in 6 hours." On Earth, President Martinez received the urgent message while having breakfast with his family. Within minutes, he was in the Emergency Command Center beneath the White House, surrounded by military leaders and scientists. The mood was tense as everyone stared at the main display showing the approaching fleet. "How many ships are we looking at?" the president asked. 47 large vessels, sir," replied General Thompson. "Each one is bigger than our largest space stations. We've never seen technology like this before." But that was not entirely true. For the past 50 years, humanity had been preparing for this exact moment. Hidden from public view, secret research facilities around the world had been developing advanced weapons and defense systems. The Silent Watchers program had been Earth's best-kept secret, and today it would finally be put to the test. High above Earth's atmosphere, space began to shimmer and bend as the Zeridian Empire fleet emerged from hyperspace. The ships were enormous, dark metal structures that blocked out the stars themselves. Their hulls gleamed with alien symbols, and powerful energy weapons charged along their sides. Admiral Korthax stood on the bridge of the flagship Dominion, looking down at the small blue planet below. He was a tall, imposing figure with gray skin and piercing yellow eyes. The Zeridians had conquered over 300 worlds, and Earth would be just another easy victory in their endless expansion across the galaxy. "Open communication channels with the planet's surface," Korthax commanded. His voice was deep and threatening, designed to strike fear into anyone who heard it. Across Earth, television broadcasts were interrupted as the alien message appeared on every screen. Korthax's image filled monitors around the world as he delivered his ultimatum. "People of Earth, I am Admiral Korthax of the Zeridian Empire. Your planet has been selected for integration into our galactic civilization. You have 1 hour to surrender completely. Lay down all weapons, cease all military operations, and prepare for occupation. Any resistance will result in the complete destruction of your world." The message ended, leaving billions of people staring in shock at their screens. Panic began to spread through major cities as the reality of the situation sank in. Humanity was facing an alien invasion, and the enemy seemed impossibly powerful. But in secret facilities around the world, a different kind of preparation was taking place. Dr. Elena Vasquez activated the quantum disruption array from her laboratory in Switzerland. Captain James Rodriguez powered up the orbital defense satellites from his command post in Colorado. Professor Lai Wei initialized the AI collective known as the Guardians from his hidden base in the Himalayas. Sarah Chen watched from Luna Base 7 as Earth's true defenses came online. The Silent Watchers had been active for decades, quietly observing and preparing. Humanity had learned long ago that they were not alone in the universe, and they had spent years developing technology to level the playing field. "All stations report ready," Sarah announced over the secure communication network. Operation Silent Thunder is go. Admiral Korthax expected the humans to surrender immediately. In his experience, primitive civilizations always gave up when faced with superior firepower. But as the hour deadline passed, he received no response from Earth. Instead, his sensors began detecting energy signatures from the planet's surface. "What are those readings?" Korthax demanded from his weapons officer. "Unknown energy sources, Admiral. They appear to be charging some kind of weapon systems." Korthax laughed coldly. "Impossible. Our intelligence reports show these humans barely have basic space travel. They cannot threaten the Zeridian Empire." The message sent shockwaves throughout galactic civilization. Species that had considered humanity to be backward and primitive suddenly realized they had gravely underestimated the inhabitants of the small blue planet. Dr. Vasquez worked with scientists around the world to analyze captured Zeridian technology. What they discovered was both impressive and disappointing. While the aliens had achieved remarkable things through brute force engineering, their technology lacked the elegant efficiency of human designs. "Their quantum understanding is centuries behind ours," Dr. Vasquez reported to the Global Defense Council. "They've been conquering worlds through intimidation and superior numbers, not superior technology." Captain Rodriguez returned from the space battle with detailed recordings of Zeridian combat tactics. His analysis revealed that the Empire had grown lazy and overconfident after centuries of easy victories against less advanced civilizations. "They expected us to panic and surrender," Rodriguez explained. "When we fought back with coordinated strategy and advanced weapons, they had no idea how to respond. Their entire military doctrine is based on fighting primitives, not equals." As the news of Earth's victory spread across the galaxy, something unprecedented began to happen. Other civilizations that had been conquered or threatened by the Zeridian Empire started reaching out to humanity, seeking alliance and support. The Altarian Republic, a federation of peaceful trading worlds, sent the first diplomatic message. "People of Earth, we have suffered under Zeridian oppression for over a century. If you are truly willing to stand against their empire, we would be honored to stand beside you." President Martinez found himself at the center of a galactic political revolution. Within days of the battle, Earth had received similar messages from dozens of other civilizations. The galaxy was looking to humanity not just as defenders of their own world, but as potential leaders of a resistance against tyranny. Back in space, Admiral Korthax faced the most humiliating moment of his military career. Surrounded by human warships and cut off from reinforcements, he had no choice but to accept Captain Park's terms. "You will return to your empire with this message," Park told him. "Earth is now a recognized power in this galaxy. Any future aggression against our world or our allies will be met with overwhelming force. We prefer peace, but we are fully prepared for war." The Zeridian admiral was allowed to depart with the survivors of his fleet, carrying Earth's message back to the Empire's core worlds. But the damage to Zeridian prestige was already done. News of their defeat had reached every corner of civilized space. As the human hunter squadrons returned to Earth, they were greeted as heroes. But Sarah Chen knew that this victory was just the beginning of a new chapter in human history. The Silent Watchers had revealed themselves to the galaxy, and there would be no going back to the shadows. "Prepare all defense networks for expanded operations," Sarah ordered her teams. "We're not just protecting Earth anymore. We're now responsible for defending our new allies across the galaxy." The transformation was complete. In the span of a single day, humanity had gone from being ignored by the galactic community to being recognized as a major power. The Silent Watchers, who had spent decades preparing in secret, had emerged as the guardians not just of Earth, but of freedom itself throughout the stars. The galaxy would never underestimate humanity again, and somewhere in the depths of space, other aggressive empires were receiving the message loud and clear. Earth was watching, Earth was ready, and Earth would not hesitate to defend the innocent against those who would do them harm. The age of human isolation was over. The age of human leadership had begun.